Hi friends, welcome to DP DevOps Technologies. Today I will discuss about Linux questions and answers. Question and answers and what will happen when you execute command like mv in your current directory? The answer it is it will move all the content of the directory which created in the last in your current working directory. In case if a file created a last, then it will through an error. Tell me main difference between SCP and telnet command. In case SCP data is transferred in encrypted form between the client and server. In the telnet, data is transferred in plain text. Introduce can easily extract in the confidential information in case of telnet. What is right and why it's required? Right stands for redundancy array, inexpensive disk, and it's required to provide high availability and redundancy in case of hard disk failures in physical server. How to check when was the particular RPMs installed on your servers? Use this command, RPM command, RPM -q -last. Example RPM -q particular RPM name and space -last. It will show you what kind of versions we are using and how to check number of open files particular users. Using lsof command we can find number of files associated to the particular user, like lsof-u apache, lsof space -u apache if you want word count, pipe symbol and space wc -l. How to check what your current working shell? Echo space $shell. It will show you what kind of shell it is. It is possible to do dry run installing of RPM. Yes, it is possible with the option with a test with the RPM command like RPM space IVH package name space -test. This command will not install RPM package, but it will check whether RPM installation will be successful or not. And how to check whether a local Linux user's accounts is locked or not? Use the password command like password space -s and the username. We can check whether password is set or not, and moreover we can also see the login failures attempts using pam underscore tally -u username. If your login fails, attempts crash the limit, then account will be locked. And how to check when was the password changed for local Linux user? Use the chag command, and like chag space hyphen l username. There is a entry in the output last password change from there we can check the date. And what are the different fields of slash etc password files. There are 7 fields in slash etc password files, like username, password, uid, gid, comment comment for the users, and home directory and the shell. What is the toggle id for lvm partitions in Linux? 8 8e is a toggle id in fdisk command for Linux lvm partitions. How to find access and modify time of the directory in Linux? Yeah, using stat command we can find the access and modify time and file and directory. Modify of file and directory, and example show below something. Stat space file name, stat space for directory name. List all the files of slash var files systems which are not accessed more than 30 days. Yeah, use the find command and to list all the files which are not accessed more than 30 days in slash var. Like find slash var space type hyphen type f and hyphen time space place 30 for 30 minutes, and we have to mention out there, and space hyphen ex ec and space ls hyphen ltr and brackets and colon. How to recreate initrd image files in Linux? In case RHEL 4 and 7, we can use initrd command and to create a initrd file. In RHEL 6 and 7, dracut dracut command is used to rebuild initrd file. How to list inodes or sub file systems in Linux? Use I option is for df command to view the inode of file systems. Example df-i space slash var. How to increase of numbers open file number of open files list for particular users in Linux. Number for open files limit for a particular users can be increased by modify for file, like slash etc security slash limited conf. In that we have to provide and add following something in line, like username, a particular software notify something. How will you find that default unlimited for value for users in Linux? Sorry, ulimit. To check the default ulimit value of local user, like first login into the system with that users name, like name of and types and command and ulimit -a. How to send a mail from terminal or console. There are two ways to send a mail from terminal, like mail command, like example echo space something you can comment like anything matter you have to mention over there, and mail pipe symbol mail hyphen s, and subject of mail, and hyphen email id, and one is one telnet command. How to set the proxy settings on Linux terminal? Like we can set the proxy settings of Linux terminal using the variable like http underscore proxy, and https underscore proxy, and ftp underscore proxy, like export httpd underscore proxy equal to httpd semicolon reverse slash, and particular IP name, and colon port number we have to mention over there, and like only export https underscore proxy equal to http, so you have to set over there, and like that, and find all files under option which has 777 permissions, and change it to 644. Yeah, use the find find space slash opt hyphen and what type, and space f, and space hyphen pem 777 slash exec, and ch mode 644. You have to mention that, and how to check which Linux flavor and versions in installed. Okay, use following this command like cat slash etc star of release. You can use this command. And what is UID and GID of root users of Linux server? UID and GID of root his user is 0. What is the default configuration files of Postfix mail server? There are two main configuration files of Postfix mail servers, like slash etc postfix slash main.cf, and slash etc postfix slash master.cf. These are the default configuration files of Postfix mail servers. What is the default umask of root user on Linux servers? Default umask root user is 0022. How to disable and enable the swap memory? Command swap of space hyphen a is used to disable swap memory. Swap on hyphen a, it is used to enable swap memory of Linux server. Okay, what is the default port proxy servers, like SQUID, SMTP Apache web servers, like an HTTPD, and MariaDB database servers. Yeah, port numbers, and 3128 for proxy servers SQID, and 25 SMTP, and 80 and 443 Apache web servers, and HTTP and HTTPS, and 3306 is MariaDB database. And how to check kernel related logs of Linux servers? DMESG command is used to display the kernel related logs. How will you check IP address and routing tables of Linux box using the uh, use, uh, using the commands like if config and IP address. We can view the IP address of Linux servers. This is the command like netstat-nr and route space -n. We can view the current routing tables and tell me the default configuration files of Linux FTP servers vsftp like /etc vsftpd /e vsftpd.conf is the default configuration files of vsftpd. And how to match the contents of two files into single files from the command line, which the helps of cat command we can match content of two or more files into a single file. Cat particular file names and greater than a merge file, and which command used to check the permissions of all directories ls-l. Then you can give the path of the file or directories is used to check the permissions of a file, and ls-ld for path of a directory like used to check the permissions for directory. What is the role of /etc mdaf files? Mdaf files keep the information all the current mounted file systems only. It's a temporary memory, temporary mount points. How to recover root password in Linux servers? So, what can be a reason Oracle users in unable to run its cron jobs? There can be multiple reasons like Oracle user password might have expired. Oracle users might not be allowed to run the cron jobs. /var files systems might be 100% utilized. Tell me the logs files for cron jobs in Linux servers. All the cron jobs log files stored in its log files like /var log /cron. What will happen if run commands kill -9 particular process ID? Nothing will, like 1, nothing will happen. What is the default home directory of FTP users and how to change it? /var /ftp is default home directory of FTP user. It can be changed using user mode command like us user mode space -d and path of the directory and FTP. How to create a partitions on raw disk in Linux? Partitions can be created on raw disk either by using fdisk command